The troop deployment in Wardak has changed this year. Last summer I visited what's known as a combat outpost in the province just south of Kabul. Firefights were commonplace. Back then there were around 100 US soldiers from 101st Airborne responsible for securing the entire province. Earlier this year, 10th Mountain took over with an army almost 1,500 strong. When I came to this base 15 months ago, there were only 13 US based here and some Polish troops. Since then, there are now 60 US, there are 80 Afghan army based here, and a team of about 6 French soldiers mentoring the Afghan army. Things had to change. More and more Taliban were causing problems in the province. It's believed they'd pushed north to escape fighting in the south. On this base, without the manpower, the soldiers more or less stayed put. Contact with local Afghans was rare. That's now changed.
We try and establish a good working relationship with the locals, the council members, the elders of the villages. We try and work on humanitarian aid, basically trying to make friends. And then there's always a counterinsurgency. We work in the wee hours of the night to try and keep the bad guys from hurting us.
The Americans are now doing regular joint patrols with the French and Afghan army. Here they're on a hunt for demographic type information so they can build up a better picture of their neighbours. They're asking the locals how many men, women and children they have in their families. Do they have electricity and could they benefit from any projects?
What do they have for the mosque right now? Building materials, anything?
Electricity,
Okay.
carpet.
They also let the locals know about a reward scheme whereby they can get money for information on the bad guys. The stronger the tip-off, the larger the payout.
Down further in the valley, they actually uncovered through the hotline or a tip that there were 4 jugs of HME or homemade explosives. They were turned in. The person was given money in return, and so we got some explosives out of the valley that would kill either locals or ourselves if it went off.
It was an important result. Homemade explosives make up the roadside bombs which troops frequently come across in this area.
We were just 100 meters here and a big IED exploded. 2 NA soldiers were wounded and we strike 2 triggermen here, but they succeed to escape. So here we are really in a hot spot.
So has the extra troop deployment here paid dividends? Well, there are fewer firefights now, but the number of roadside bombs has increased as the enemy tries to target more troops. More soldiers has meant time can now be spent on planning projects to benefit local residents. And the troops here are talking frequently to their neighbours now, where they weren't before. Whether or not they're gaining their trust, it's just too early to tell. Mel Preen in Wardak for the NATO channel.